I'd love to keep
Throwing the
Scottie,
baby out with the
man.
bathwater.
But Scottie was supposed to be like my Magic Johnson, and I haven't. I want Scottie to turn up more. I like you said, he's getting the blocks in. He is producing. He looks a
Defensively,
little
yeah.
bigger this year, but I still think Scottie could turn it up a notch. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
Yeah, I just want him to do that on the Raptors. That's what I'm sort of getting
yeah,
at.
exactly. I know what you mean. But
I don't want to
sometimes,
trade
like I
him and then
said,
all of a sudden he becomes the next Giannis and we're like, what is happening, Toronto Raptor fans? Welcome to another episode of the Raptors in Black and White. We've got Head Swag in the house,
what's up?
and obviously yours truly Slang back for another exciting week. Last week, apologize, my bad, some problems. Anyway, um, the planet Hoth where I live got blitzed with snow, and anyway, it was ridiculous. I had to get family members out of the driveway, so apologize for that. But two things we talked about last time that we were going to talk about some Giannis trades, and there's been a lot of rumors about the Raptors involved in a few different trades, so we're going to review those. But first, I wanted to ask you about that game you mentioned you were going to be attending, which was the NBA Cup knockout round against the New York Knickerbockers.
Sweet game. It started off a little tough. It looked like they were gonna hang in there, but New York with their rugged New York style, they laid in on us, man. They laid in on us, and yeah, as you can see, they won the cup, so they're definitely was heading in the right direction. But we were doing good until we just had one person in the stands bugging Mister Jalen, and that's when he decided to go off. He even actually shook the guy's hand after the game and thanked him for pissing him off to make him go off for that 35 points he scored. So
Oh, that's so disappointing because I mean we were excited thinking that Raptors had a chance even to maybe take the thing, and yeah, I agree with you. They came out in that first quarter. It was exciting. It was close, competitive. Even the broadcasters were like, "Whoa, what is going on?" Like
yeah,
Ingram was going crazy. Like he actually cared, and then Brunson just went like bananas. Like they ended up losing 117-101. But yeah, first quarter Toronto was up 39-35, and then the second
yep.
quarter, they just punched us in the face like
Punched us in the face. You should
34
have seen the guy. The guy was just
14.
chirping, chirping. I'm like, leave that man alone. That's not the guy to bug. And oh my goodness, like he couldn't miss a thing. Jeez.
No, it was embarrassing. I mean, like if he can do that all the time, then the Knicks they really are contenders. And I did just watch something where they kept saying the East is weak, and they said, but Mr. Brunson keeps sort of punching back against that argument. I mean, he had 35 in that point, or in that game, 13 and 19. Yeah, crazy.
Yep.
Ay,
David Steinemeyer was called the Mighty Mouse, man. I think we're gonna have to give this guy that name because Jesus, like he's the real deal, man.
How did Dallas? What a disaster Dallas is. Just imagine, like Dallas had him, under the radar with Luca, and like they let him go. They trade Luca anyway.
And they
What a
just
mess.
traded him away like that, man. Well, sometimes that insult to injury, that's what you need though to make a guy spark. You know what I mean? To get underneath because they're looking at one star so much shining and forgetting that hey, that they're all professionals, and then when he goes away, they're like, hold on a minute, we had him.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I think we get a little bit of that with RJ. That's why I don't think we should be trading RJ. I think he's got a little bit of that chip on his shoulder, like, okay, New York, you drafted me, yeah, but the fans, or not all fans, because I know there are some people that loved him in New York, but lots of people were sort of for where he got drafted. Is he the man? Can he take us over can we be a championship team with him in our lineup? And I feel he's here saying, yeah, you could have. So,
That's
uh,
right.
all right. But yeah, so speaking of that, RJ keeps coming up in trade talks. I don't think we should be trading RJ. I scoped out some trade rumors that are out there, and I want to run them by you. Yes, we are going to get to Giannis, but I've got actually two other trades first, if you don't mind, that I
Sure.
wanted to review with you, get your thoughts. And I've also done. I'm going to go over what was online and what other pundits from other markets are thinking would work. And then I've got a couple of examples of my own that I did in the trade machine. So the first one I was going to talk about is Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis keeps coming up, and there are, Sacramento is like not doing well. Their record's brutal. They're panicking a little bit, and they are always sort of open to try players. I mean, they've got the whole thing going on with
That's
our
right.
old buddy DeMar DeRozan, um, and Sabonis, and who else? They got one of the Ball brothers or something, didn't they? Or maybe they traded him away. I don't know. They're a disaster. So this trade here online says Raptors receive Domantas Sabonis and Dennis Schroeder. Don't know if we want to go down that path again. He was pretty pissed off when we traded him at the deadline a few years ago.
This few
Uh,
years ago, that's right.
yeah, and they want to give up from the Raptors Emmanuel Quickly, Jakob Poeltl, Ochai Agbaji, and a 2027 first round pick, top 8 protected. What do you think about that?
Wow.
Would you do that trade?
No, that's a lot of juice right there for two. First of all, Sabonis, I believe, is a little injured, if I'm not correct. So
True.
once
Yes.
again,
The article says sorry, just to defend them, they said there would have to be some medical test on his knee and see how.
that's right, exactly. And he's been out since November 16th or something like that. So I think right now, coming close to January and he's still out, I think it's a pretty severe thing for such a big man. So do we want to give away all that juice for a roll of the dice? So, like you said, if the medical comes through and it's good, but still a first round pick, and for Schroeder, oh, I don't know, Schroeder, we've been down that lane there with him. He's to me very inconsistent right now. You know what I mean? Would he come back here and bring a second spark for the second time? I don't know. We gave him the performance to begin with, and he didn't perform. Reason why he got traded on the last day there, and sort of I think has a bad taste in the mouth.
Yeah, I right. I don't know if he would love coming here. I mean, Manuel quickly is a weird one. You need someone to go for salary, obviously. I've heard some RJ Barrett talk for Sabonis as well, but this article I found actually said Emmanuel quickly. That's probably why I went with it, because I would rather not trade RJ if we don't have to.
That's
Trading
right.
Jakob Poeltl is confusing to me, where if we're getting Sabonis back, maybe Poeltl being in the deal makes some sense, only because is Poeltl going to be our backup center? That would be awesome if he
Right.
would, but I'm not sure that he wants to take on that role with the team. I don't mind
Right.
getting rid of Agbaji. He's been too inconsistent, and he's an expiring contract also, which could be a little bit attractive, at least to Sacramento. And I don't totally mind giving up a pick in there. I did one in the trade machine.
Mhm.
Let me find it here. I had Emmanuel Quick. I didn't have Poeltl in the deal, because I still don't know though what we do. Do we keep Poeltl and trade him for somebody else, or do we convince him to come off the bench and maybe Mamu Kalashvili plays backup 4 to Scottie Barnes? See, I think that would make the roster interesting, if and maybe even somehow you convince the bonus and Poeltl that neither one of them is really the starter. Sort of like when we had the oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Serge Ibaka and Marcus All,
Oh,
um,
right.
as sort of a 1 and 1A. Like Serge was our starter, but we trade for Gasol. Then they're kind of like, here, listen, Serge, man. He was like, hey, I'll come off the bench if we're going to win. Because if suddenly our lineup is Sabonis, Ingram, Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, and I think we move Shed up to the starting point guard role, because that guy he's a ball
Yeah,
distributor.
he's balling. He's balling.
Yeah,
You're right.
he's
You're
a
right.
leader, and he's more consistent than Quickly. And
Yeah.
then who knows what our backup? But we have Pirtle, uh, Mamu Kalashvili as the 4, then Dick or Jacoby Walter, whichever one
Jacoby
can
Walter. That's what I was gonna say.
get
Yeah.
their act together. And then once in a while, maybe we throw. Oh my gosh.
My AJ Lawson, throw him in there.
Well,
I gotta bring up his name.
AJ. I was going to say AJ as the point guard, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he is our point guard, because we've got that other backup point guard, but I think he's just too kind of green still. I like AJ's. He seems to have the mental toughness. I mean, he came in the other day in that game and was hitting a bunch of threes. I'm like, why aren't we giving him more run again? Because
Yep.
as Dick and Ochai and Jacoby Walter are just inconsistent. Like Jameson Battle is who I was thinking could
Battle. Oh yes,
that other spot. Yeah, because I think he seems to have a better touch at three. He just doesn't get to play enough,
he
and I
doesn't.
think
You got it.
he's as inconsistent as the other guys, but he's not
Well,
getting as
well,
many minutes. So I don't think it's as fair to him.
it's those two guys that you just said. It's Walter and it's Lawson. If they gave those guys, I think, a bit more touches, but I don't know what politics are going on inside there or what the case may be. Because even Lawson right now, he's playing with the 905s and they're gone 15 games. They just made history. They're on a 15-game winning streak, and he's all part of that. So I'm like, he's running well over there. Like, why don't you use him up at the top? But I think they must have their game plan. So you know what I mean. Let's see what happens
I
when
hope
RJ
so.
comes back.
They are only humans, but yeah, let's see what happens when RJ comes back. I still agree with that. Okay, so that's that trade. So yeah, I don't know. It depends on who we're giving up. I don't mind throwing some picks in there because if we are going to suddenly get somebody like that, we're going for winning now. So again, I don't mind.
And Sabonis is a little younger legs, fresher legs than our big man, right? So that I would account for. You know what I mean? But like I
Yeah,
said, is Sabonis going to be well, and how well will he be, and how efficient? You know what I mean? So
that's the problem. I like that he can. He's a great passer and a little bit. He has a little bit more rebounding than Poeltl. He's not
yeah,
as good defensively as Poeltl, so that's why I still think keeping Poeltl around. Like maybe sometimes we could even have a crazy lineup where Sabonis and Poeltl are in, and Sabonis can stretch the floor a little bit because he's more of a 3-point threat.
correct,
And, yeah, and,
correct.
and then you got like Barnes. Imagine the defense if Poeltl, Sabonis, Ingram, Barnes, and RJ are out there, because
Yeah,
then
and then look
Barnes
at
can
that.
be the
Look,
one bringing the ball up the court. Like that would be
you
great.
got, you got it, and look at the height that you're just saying there. Now we could face the West. Now we got some height to deal with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I'm
So
telling you,
most
that'd be great.
definitely.
Yes, and he's younger than this next person that we're going to talk about. So the next trade here that it keeps popping up, even Shams, who is the big NBA insider these days, he's been talking quite a bit about Raptors involved in Anthony Davis trade. Mark Stein too. I saw a comment where he said Mark Stein's pretty connected with some specific teams. He was very adamant that Raptors are involved in Anthony Davis, or at least have inquired about Anthony Davis.
About Anthony Davis. That I would like to see. A man who's been in LA in the limelight wants to come to the north, then wow, we really must be doing something good around here. Cause to get Anthony, but to get the man, there's been a joke going around with Anthony Davis saying that he should have been invested inside one of those those boots that you gotta wear when you break your leg because he's like
Yeah, right. He's driving the
his
stock up for
he's
that sort of.
he's driving that stock all the way up since he's been in his career, man. So
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're talking about Sabonis injuries. I think Anthony Davis has more.
that's right.
And like someone even nicknamed him Plainclothes, I think, or something at one time because
That's right. You got it.
sitting on the
Because
bench. And,
he's been in more plain clothes than inside this.
yeah, then he is wearing the jersey. I mean, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, this is a scary, scary one for me. Again, if the guy plays, sure, his points per game. Actually, I even wrote down from the stats. He's averaging over 20, even this year, 20 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists. So nice. I mean, currently we're getting only about 10, 11 points per game from Jakob.
yeah,
Similar in the rebounds and assists, and Jakob's percentage is a little bit higher, but I think he takes less shots, so that his shooting percentage, I mean, is a little bit higher.
shooting percentage. Okay.
So anyway, so this trade had Anthony Davis coming to the Raptors for Emmanuel Quickly. Again, obviously to make the salaries work, because Anthony Davis, the other negative about him is he makes $54 million a year, which is like
See, I'm telling you.
great.
I'm
He'd be
telling
our
you.
highest paid player.
Yeah,
So anyway, so for Emmanuel Quickly, they have Jakob Poeltl going again in this trade, and then a 2026 first round pick.
yeah.
Would you do
See
that?
that sounds. I think I would do that for him. I would do
Really?
that because now we're talking about a marquee player, a guy who's won the chip, and we know what he could do when he plays. But once again, will he be healthy? That's my whole thing, right? That left leg of his, it seems to just kick out when it wants to. I don't know. We'll be playing a tough game, and then all of a sudden he tries to do a Euro step, and boing, there goes that leg of his, man. So, you know what I mean? But for what do we want to give up? That would be pretty good. That would
Yeah, you
actually be
do that.
pretty good.
So then, but
That
what do
would
we
be
do at center? Because Anthony, would you just force Anthony Davis to play center? Because he's
I would
another one that
force him to play
okay,
center. I would say,
he
listen, you're
wants
gonna
to
have
be a
to do your.
four. He's like Giannis. He wants to be a
I
four.
know, and I know he wants to be out there and shoot that three, but I'm gonna say you're 7'2". You're gonna have to do your song and dance a little more inside the inside, sir. All right, get with the program. That's what we're bringing you here for. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. I agree. I mean, obviously, if Jakob in that trade. Uh, Now, again, I did my own version without Jakob being included because thinking more with Davis, him wanting to be a four, it really, our lineup would be odd though, again, because we'd have Jakob at center, then what, Anthony Davis, and then Brandon Ingram's going to go to the three, and Scottie's going to, what, be our two? And then do we have, again, the scenario where Scottie is sort of our starting guard, but then Shed comes in and RJ sits? I don't know if
Yep,
that makes the
yep,
lineup.
that's what I would go with. I would
Yeah.
go with Scotty. I'd love the height because when those guys stretch on defense, nobody's going by those guys. We're talking about 6'9", 6'8", 6'11", and 7'1". So you know what I mean. I love the height. You know what I mean. And then Shed coming in has our microwave heater. You know what I mean, off of the bench because he just comes in hot, man. Right now, he is just coming in like like popcorn popping right now. You know what I mean? So
No, no, I like his whole mentality too. He's already a leader, and I like what he says. He's scouting what is happening in the game, so that when he comes off the bench, he's like got a laser focus of I'm going to go defend that guy, or I'm going to make sure that this guy's hot and he gets the ball and touches. He's
well, once again, he's engaged. He's on. That means he's on the bench. He's watching instead of gossiping about what club we're gonna go to or what honey am I gonna bring in next week.
right,
Right? He's
right.
engaged, so that's a good thing.
Yes, no, totally agree. So yeah, so I did one in the trade machine without Poeltl. It was quickly Agbaji. I threw CMB in there, Colin Murray
Okay.
Boyles,
Yeah.
and now I had an AJ Lawson worked throwing him in, or Jonathan Mogbo worked. So I know you like AJ, so maybe we could keep him and throw Mogbo in there.
You know our Canadian guys. I don't want them to go nowhere. When I hear you talking about Barrett going anywhere and he's our workhorse, I told you guys from last week. Barrett is our number one guy. He ain't going anywhere. So
Right. Well,
I put AJ with the same thing with him.
okay. The only thing that makes me wonder about this, because sorry, there have been other trades out there with RJ. I saw a Pirtle and RJ for Davis
Okay.
online, and then because the only and they had a pick in there as well, or maybe even two picks in that trade, and because sorry, they have Kyrie Irving, so that's the other weird thing
Oh,
for them, Dallas to accept. Would they take a Emmanuel quickly knowing they've got Kyrie? Or would they try and package Kyrie then maybe off and have Emmanuel Quickly's a little closer? Um, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? To their the guy that they just drafted number one overall. Please help.
oh, yes.
What's
Oh
wrong?
my goodness. You got me there too.
Brutal, embarrassing. But Quickly's more on his timeline. Cooper Flag, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Emmanuel Quickly's more on Cooper Flag's timeline. So maybe there would be something there where if they're going to get rid of Davis, they're obviously not going to try and win now. So
Right.
maybe pay.
Like you said, they'll be on the rebuilding block, and
Yeah,
that group would be in that age group, right? So, to
I'd
your
rather give up
difference,
quickly because there's more questionableness about his salary for what he contributes
right?
as opposed to RJ. I think RJ is decent value, which is partly why he keeps popping up in these trades. I think is that the other teams want him. But yeah, anyway, I'd rather go that route. All right, and so then the big one, the final one, the one that we teased already before, and that everyone in the NBA is talking about, Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mhm.
Uh,
The
will,
Greek freak.
yes, will his last name fit on a Raptor jersey? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just
Oh yeah, we'll make it fit, man. If he's coming here, we'll personalize make it fit, okay?
I
Or we'll
know.
give him a nickname to make it fit on there.
I just remember the first time I saw him, I was at a game and we had some decency. I was there with my daughter, and we were just like, obviously, he's so tall when he stood up on the bench. He wasn't starting back then. This was earlier, in the Bucks
In the Bucks there.
after he was drafted. But yeah, he stood up because he was going to come on, and we just saw his name going like this over on the back of his jersey. Like it's so long, it couldn't go straight across. It had to go.
It had to make a rainbow. That's right.
Yes, and I remember my daughter was like, "Who is that guy? Like that guy is huge." Anyway, and we were trying to pronounce the last name Antetokounmpo. Anyway, so this article that I've got here has Giannis being traded,
Hmm.
That's all we're getting in this one. I did see another one where we were going to get back. Oh my gosh, what did I do here? They had us getting Portis and Gary Trent. Sorry, so that well, let me do that one first. So they had us this I saw a few because I was looking up a bunch just to see what the buzz was out there so that we could comment on it. I
Sure.
saw us getting Giannis, Portis, and Gary Trent Jr. And they were getting Scottie Barnes,
Uh-huh.
Ochai Abaji,
Okay.
RJ, and
Yep.
Dick.
Yep. Yeah. That sounds fair. And
Really?
I thought you were gonna throw in at least a first round pick in there too. That sounds fair.
They might have mentioned a pick. They might have mentioned a pick in that one. You don't think that's too much? Scottie Barnes and RJ
And
plus
RJ,
Dick and
but remember,
Ochai?
we're getting a mega star, Portis and Trent. Trent could work. Trent could work. Trent was here putting in work, and when he wanted his 30 million and we shut him down, that's when he went to sleep. So
I
I
know.
believe Trent could come and work.
All right, yeah. I mean, that's a weird one that we flubbed. Well, I think Trent actually flubbed it because I think we were offering him still like 18 or 20, and then he went and signed for like 7 in Milwaukee. But
Yeah,
uh,
no.
I saw
Sometimes guys
signs.
just gotta.
I saw signs of him. That's another regretful trade, though, maybe because you got. But what is wrong with my brain, man? I go to reference someone and I'm picturing them and they pop out of my head. Who the heck did we trade for Gary Trent to? We gave away our guy from the friggin' championship team who's in Miami now, going crazy.
Oh, oh my gosh.
What? I gotta stop
Oh my
referencing
gosh.
people that I haven't looked up. It's getting embarrassing. Anyway, I'm regretting that trade now, obviously, with what he's done. I mean, even with the Clippers, he was killing it, and then they trade him to the Heat, and he's going nuts there.
He's going nuts there. Yeah.
He,
Oh my
he
goodness.
tried to
I
be a
know who you're
CSA.
talking, man.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna look it up, even though I shouldn't be doing that mid freaking thing here. But
I know, right? I'm picturing his face right now, and his name will not come to my thing there.
dude,
He's
it's
on a Jamaican team too, man. Jesus.
okay. Here we go. Hold on. Box score. I gotta pull it up. Yeah. Hold on, I got it here. It
Hold on,
is
people. We're
Norm
coming with it.
Powell. Norman Powell. Norman Powell.
Norm
Norman
Powell.
Powell.
There we go. Mr.
Oh my
Norm. I
God.
told you.
Why did we trade Norm Powell for Gary Trent? But anyway, because I saw him also in interviews where he thought he was going to be a Raptor for his career, just like
Yeah, just like Kyrie and but I
yeah, or
know.
like Spicy P. I was thinking
I
because
mean like Spicy P, thank you. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, and then so wow. Okay, so you're saying you're willing to trade Scottie Barnes for Giannis? That's
Like we're
I
talking
don't know.
about a man that is unstoppable here. He
Okay,
cannot like he'll put up 50 with 20 rebounds with 10 assists. That one man right there. Okay. Yeah.
I
I
mean, sure, in the odd game, but I mean, he's averaging what 20? He's averaging more like oh, I actually wrote down some of his stats.
like 26 points a game or something.
27, yeah, and he has averaged 29. Um, Scottie Barnes had more steals and blocks than him, and then they were pretty much the same on assists. But yeah, Scotty's only averaging around 19 and a half. Wow. Okay. Well, then obviously, I thought that there'd be more of an. I mean, I don't think I'm trading Scottie Barnes for Giannis. I have to say.
No, you got to remember, you
I,
said Portis is in there too, so we still got another guy like a Scotty Barnes, 6'9". He shoots threes. Portis could play too. He's a little inconsistent like Scotty too, but you know what I mean. That's what I was saying. With Trent, we got a guard, we got Portis has a forward, and we got a center coming. So
yeah, I
I
don't know.
don't.
Maybe it's just blowing my mind. Like, I want to try to have Toronto be a place where we can have a star, groom a star, and show the league that we'll have your back. And like, I just think that trading of Scottie Barnes after sort of not trading him potentially in Kevin Durant trade rumors and all those other ones that were coming up where they were like, no, we won't. We'll trade anyone except Scottie. Now to trade him for a Giannis, I don't know. But okay, I'm not saying you're wrong though that we wouldn't improve.
Listen, I'd love to
We're
keep
throwing the
Scotty,
baby out with the
man.
bathwater.
But Scotty was supposed to be like my Magic Johnson, and I haven't. I want Scotty to turn up more. I like you said, he's getting the blocks in. He is producing. He looks a
Defensively,
little
yes.
bigger this year, but I still think Scotty could turn it up a notch. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
Yeah, I just want him to do that on the Raptors. That's what I'm sort of getting
yeah, exactly. I know what you mean.
at.
But
I don't want to
sometimes,
trade
like I
him, and then
said,
all of a sudden he becomes the next Giannis, and we're like,
well, that's
now we've
see,
got
and
because he's only
usually that's what
24. That's the crazy part. You're talking Giannis is like 31, and
I
Scottie
know
is 24.
is
That's
24. I know, but what I'm trying to say is usually that's what these young guys need. They need to get out of their comfort zone, and then that's when he becomes that monster. You know what I mean? But if, hopefully he will pop out of that shell, like we're saying, and become that guy here. But usually it takes a trade or two, and then they
oh
realize,
my
you
God.
know what I mean?
All
I
right.
know that's just been the trend of the NBA. I noticed.
I know.
Especially the Raptors, anytime the Raptors let go somebody, they go win a chip somewhere else.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I imagine we've got an older, like a 33-year-old Giannis who can't contribute suddenly anymore, and then Scotty Barnes just becomes our Lebronto of the
In
Eastern
Giannis's case,
Conference.
in the Greek Freak's case, I think Giannis will contribute when he's 80, man. That guy is.
Okay. All right, all right. You're higher on Giannis. All right. Okay, so then obviously you're going to do this one. I've got one more here from the web. This one was us getting Giannis
Uh-huh.
only, and then
Okay.
us trading R.J. Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Colin Murray Boyles, a 2026 first round pick, a 2027 first round pick swap, and a 2028 first round pick. Sorry, and a 2030. Holy cow! These guys have one, two, three, four first round picks. Well, sorry, one's a swap, and then yeah, RJ, Pirtle, and CMB. You're doing
I'll
that?
do it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I will do that.
Hell yeah,
Oh
you're doing
yeah.
that. Give it up.
That's so can we now you're telling me we get to keep caught Scotty. We're
Right.
keeping quickly. We're keeping let's do it. You can take
Wow.
those. We'll do it. 4 years because I for sure I know Giannis could give us 4 years for sure. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
Wow. Yeah.
You
Hey,
know, I
blow my mind. Now,
listen. I've seen that guy go coast to coast, man. I'm telling you, we need a powerhouse like that again in the Raptors. We get a powerhouse like that, a guy that could just naturally produce, like
right.
yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Hey, crazy. All right, listen, I'm down for trading for Giannis. I would love to see us keeping our. I would rather do another quickly move here. I think quickly again is a little more enticing to Milwaukee, only because who do they even have since they got rid of Dollar Dame? Like
Yeah,
who is their
that's
core?
right. Yeah, they need somebody down there. That's right.
Yeah,
You're right.
run the floor. So I think they would be more willing to take it quickly. Um, And then, we might need Pirtle even more because again, Giannis, what is he going to come here and play center? He wants to be a four as well. Um, so I don't know. I might try and do another quick. The money works with the same quickly that I was doing before with like a Mogbo, Agbaji. Maybe they would pry Grady Dick or Jacoby
No,
Walter.
put CMB in there. Put
Right.
CMB in there. Keep Dick.
And yeah, Murray Boyles could be thrown in as well. And then probably we have to also give up some picks with that. We might not have to give up all four,
That's
but
right. We'd
probably
have
we
to give
would
up some picks with that. That's
probably
right.
even if we gave up these ones here that he references, that's the three first rounds and one pick swap. I'd be down for that. I still would love to keep Pirtle and Barrett only because again, our lineup being what Scottie is going to carry the ball up. RJ is our two guard. Emmanuel quickly. Sorry, Brandon Ingram. I mean,
Yeah,
then Giannis and Pearl. That's ridiculous.
that's
That's ridiculous.
ridiculous
And then
right
with a
there.
quick, like we said, RJ sits, Shed comes in, Scotty's more
Hmm.
off the ball. Then Shed can
Hmm.
stay in for another rotation as Barnes rests and maybe Ingram rests, and then you got whoever battle Mamu Philly coming off
Yeah,
the bench. That anyway, that would be a pretty sick team.
that would be a pretty sick team, and we'd have some length going in for the playoff run, right? Because we need some guys coming off the bench. Because remember, fouls go up by 50% when playoffs come, so we would definitely need some benchers. So that would give us some bench power right there.
Wow. 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 You're blowing my mind here. I gotta think about that, Scotty Barnes. See, and realistically, so you're happy with any of these trades happening? I'm thinking like my fantasy is all we really need to do is tinker maybe with some of the bench, but probably the reality is with Poeltl, if we could replace or have Poeltl be our backup center, that would be the ultimate. Because yeah, that probably is where we're weakest until RJ comes
Backup
back.
center, or if, like you said, if we could get a twin tower thing going on out there where they could, you know what I mean? So we got options, you know what I mean? If he stayed, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, or do we go
Mhm.
out like someone was saying? Is Derek Lively? Is he the center for Dallas? Is he another center?
Oh
Um,
yes, yeah.
I saw some comments about that. Hold on, was that this article actually?
Oh yeah, and he plays above the rim too. He plays above the rim too, man.
Yeah, so maybe going to get someone. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I probably am too much of a Raptor homer. So then I start to elevate our players in my mind and think, oh, like because we've seen that when RJ and Pirtle and Quickly Barnes and Ingram are all healthy, we played pretty well. We had a pretty
Oh
strong
man,
game.
oh yeah,
We
oh yeah.
were
We
up in
we we
second
could
place.
dance with anybody out there. You said
Yeah,
it.
I think we had a weaker schedule when
Yeah.
we got up to
When
second.
when we first started, it
Yeah,
was,
I
but
think we
we
played
had a
well.
couple good teams in there that we still smacked around, but now we're facing marquee teams. Now guys have got their feet underneath there. We're about in the middle of the season, so like I said, what do we do against New York? We did beat up Indiana. You know what I mean? What do we do against the 76ers? You know what I mean? When playoff time comes, because these teams, they do step up when that time comes.
Yeah, 76ers, I don't know what they're confusing me. Like the standings are interesting. We got Detroit first, New York second, Boston's third. Surprising Boston, I think. Philly's somehow snuck ahead of us here, where I think we are better than Philadelphia. Um, Raptors are fifth, Orlando's sixth. I think we're better than the Heat. Orlando, we haven't played, so I don't really know. Uh, Cleveland, there's some problems going on in Cleveland. I don't know if they've not been able to have everyone healthy or what is happening there. I think we're better
Yeah,
than
well, that and then they've been losing, and the owner now is being like Jerry West from Dallas. He wants to get his hands in. He's coming down and being more vocal. So it's a, I think I think there might be a little restart rumors going around there. Let's see.
yeah. So, all right, coming up, we are playing the Brooklyn Nets tonight. Let's do a little projection for this week, and then we will see everybody next week. But we've got the
Sure.
Brooklyn Nets tonight. I think we should win that game. Then we've got on Tuesday Miami Heat, Friday Washington, and then oh, we'll be back before we play Golden State next Sunday. So, what do you think? Brooklyn, Miami, Washington.
I think we're going 3-0. These are not marquee teams like we just said about, and I think when we're playing these, I wouldn't say mediocre. When I say average teams, I think, and are those home games or away games? You know, they're home or away.
All away. We're going on the road. We're at Brooklyn, at Miami, at Washington.
Ooh, we're on the
Yeah,
road.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. So on the road, I'll say we're going 2-1. Who
Two
we
for
losing
one.
against, I don't know, but we're going 2-1.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I mean, especially we should be able to beat Brooklyn. But if Pirtle doesn't play against Miami, that could be a problem. Bam, can possibly own us inside. And definitely our buddy
And
Norm Powell that
that's
we
right.
were referencing earlier, man, he just wants to go crazy against us. And when we beat them last time, they didn't have Hero, even though Hero sometimes messes them up because they end up in a too many people needing the ball scenario with him and Norm Powell. But yeah, I'm going to take a leap and say if Pirtle plays against Miami, we could be 3-0. But I agree with you. If Pirtle is not in, we could easily potentially lose that game, especially because they're going to want revenge against us beating them last time. So.
Beating them last time. Yeah, they're gonna bring the heat in the heat. So
All right, cool. Well, hey, man, exciting conversation today. I got to mull over, getting rid of Scottie for Giannis, but
I know,
I think you
I
made
know.
a strong argument. Let us know in the comments, please. Anyone, what do you guys think? Would you guys be willing to do any of these trades, or do you have your own ideas or trades that we should potentially talk about on here on the Raptors in Black and White? So yeah, hey, thank you for another week. Please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week.
Hey, our Bears! Don't forget about my Bears.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I should have crowbarred in the Bears. Uh,
Oh, what a game! Whoever saw it yesterday, what a game! Jeez. Woohoo!
All right. Maybe we'll start doing some NFL talk on here too. Anyway,
Right?
all right. Thanks for watching. See you.
Thanks for watching, folks. See you next week.